start with this offseason. Let's start with you, Coach. Obviously, a little bit of a weird offseason, a different offseason than what you're normally used to. What was the communication like throughout quarantine and helping your girls to make sure that they're staying fit physically and mentally as well?
I think it was just making sure that we were fortunate enough to get back to our homes and to train maybe at their house, to get outside and run. We didn't have to isolate technically here, which was good. So I think when you're isolating on campus, it's a little bit differently if you're isolating back at home. But our main thing was just to make sure we could just get outside and get a little run in, get a workout in, and just kind of enjoy more family time at that moment. Normally, during preseason, you're not allowed to go home at all. So we just tell the players to enjoy their family, enjoy the time that they get to go back home, because typically during this basketball season, there's not a lot of going back home and catching up and seeing everybody. So we got to kind of look at the bright side of everything and the cup half full instead of half empty.
Same thing for you, Chris. I mean, going home, being there for a long time. What was it like being back there, as well as making sure that you were trying to stay in shape?
Back at home in North Carolina, that's where I'm from, it was very strict. There wasn't a lot of gyms open, so anytime that I had the opportunity to get in the gym, I went as hard as I could, as well as waking up earlier, because I had a job, like I worked in the afternoon, so I would get up earlier in the day and go to the track and run. And I was just pushing myself because I knew like I didn't want to come back and just have to start all the way from zero. So I was just trying to push myself as hard as I could.
All right, you're back here, you're in the gym. You've had a lot of losses even this year as well as last year. What was it like for you coming back to this new roster, seeing so many different faces coming in?
Well, I mean, that was the kind of the goal to begin with. We were so senior heavy last year. We have new roster, new players coming in, a lot of freshmen, a transfer with Amani, and so it was expected. The one thing that's kind of frustrating is we still have a player that we haven't seen yet. She's still out in Germany and couldn't get over here. So we're looking forward to when she is able to get out here. But I think it's not something as a surprise, as more of an expectation of that's what we were going to have this year regardless. So it was more about, Chris Lynn and the seniors and the upperclassmen getting used to the new places, integrating them and getting them, just used to playing with each other. And I think for us, this long preseason is actually an advantage for us because it helps us get more gelled and get that chemistry, where we pretty much have a shorter preseason, then we're going right into regular season practices and then games. But we've had a longer time to get to know each other, get to practice, and get to know each other a little bit on the court.
Yeah, so since it's been a longer time for you, what have you noticed from the start? Because you get the girls back and they're in shape, but not quite basketball shape.
Right.
What's the big difference that you've seen so far in this longer preseason?
Just getting them back, getting their sea legs back, getting their basketball legs back. And then also it's kind of fun for us because we get to do a lot of new things with, especially the pieces that we had coming in. So we're getting excited every day on just adding something new and getting to see what it looks like. So we kind of just attack every day like that. And then also we get to use this time to improve their skills, making sure they're just academically sound in the classroom. So we're hitting all these things on fire right now. So I really am looking at this as kind of like an advantage to these girls because they're doing great on and off the court.
Chris, you're one of the small number of upperclassmen here on this team. What are the expectations for yourself as well as the team in general?
For myself, I'm expecting to step up and be a leader more than I have the past couple of years. And for the team, I just expect us to, anytime we go out and play, any game we get to go in and play, just to go out and play hard, compete, and get our freshmen feet wet. So for next year, we can be ready to go and ready to compete, and they can just have that experience from this year.
So one of the things about being a leader is being really talkative, being vocal. I know you love to be vocal, especially in these interviews. Is that something that you feel you've kind of become a little bit more accustomed to, especially with so many new faces out there?
Yes, I've done better. And Coach Selzer has told me I've done better with speaking more and trying to bring the team together when something is going wrong in practice or things like that. So I just been, talking to my freshmen. I talk to them on and off the court, and I just try to be a leader to them.
Your expectations for someone like Chris, Coach, coming into the season, knowing how important it is to have an upperclassman to help lead the team?
Yeah, she's doing a great job, as well as Arian Dozer, Journey. We have a lot of seasoned vets on this team, especially with Amani that transferred in. So they're doing a great job kind of giving the expectations of what the PBC is about. You know, how do you get to that national championship game? What does going hard mean? What does, you know, being actively relentless every single play mean? So it's great that the freshmen get to integrate with these girls, because not a lot of freshmen get to be with these type of players that have been there, done that as much as, you know what I'm saying, Chrislyn, Amani, Arian Dozer, and Journey have. So they've been just gelling really well, and like their communication that she was talking about before, they'll let them know, you know what I'm saying, nope, this is not what's going to, you know, cut it right now. And even in practice yesterday, you know, they'll bring them over together and kind of just get them going and just, you know, making them, you know, take it to that extra level to get them prepared for what's coming every single day once we get in the season.
If you could think of maybe one word or a phrase that best captures this squad that you have right now, what would you say that is?
Relentless. That's our team motto. That's what we do every single day. Anybody who's on this team going forward is going to be about that. So you wouldn't be recruited, you wouldn't be part of this team if you didn't have that relentless attitude towards, you know, it doesn't matter if we're playing UConn, it doesn't matter who we're playing, we're just going to go out there and fear no one and just go out and play as hard as we can. And that is what's exciting about this group, is it feeds into the upperclassmen. The upperclassmen love seeing it from the younger class. It's just more about them, you know, understanding certain details, but their attitude, how they're attacking every single day, is relentless, which is great.
Chris, if you could finish things up for us, people that haven't watched Cougar basketball or people that are going to watch Cougar basketball this upcoming season, what would you say, hey, this is what we're about coming into the year?
I think we'll be about just winning games, hitting the other opponent head on, and just coming out to play and being physical, talking more, and just getting back to that Columbus State winning mentality.
All right, Senior Chrislyn Boston, Coach Matt Hauser, appreciate y'all joining us here on the Cougar Basketball Squad.
Of course.